This farm requires only 3 watts for lighting and irrigation, making it one of the most efficient farms you can build in once human. The secret of this farm lies in several game mechanics that I am going to tell you about. The core of this farm is the automatic irrigation facility, and I have found out the number of planter boxes that you can irrigate with its help, 248. The maximum horizontal irrigation area is 5 by 5 small foundation blocks or 6 by 6 planter boxes, which should be placed close to each other, and you may already know about this. But what you don't know is that the automatic irrigation facility can irrigate all planter boxes underneath it through ceilings. I'm not sure if this is a bug or a feature, but I have found out the exact maximum height at which the irrigation system works, and it is 3 half blocks. This means we can build a 7-layer farm, placing up to 248 planter boxes on it, and there are 2 problems here. The first problem is planting and harvesting. You may have noticed that you only have direct access to the top and side boxes, and you are absolutely right. You can't plant crops and harvest from planter boxes that are in the center of such a structure, but this guy can. This deviant is called Growshroom, and it can plant any seeds on its own. When the crop is fully mature, Growshroom will harvest it, and all you have to do is to get the harvest from the securement unit in 1 click. The only downside to Growshroom is that it can't use fertilizer, but you get full automation in return. You can get this deviant by picking mushrooms. The best spot for this that I know of is a cave near the Sunbury location. This cave has many mushrooms, and it is quite long, so you will easily get this deviant. You can also get a Growshroom by growing mushrooms at your base. Its main advantage for our farm is that it can teleport to any planter box, including the inaccessible ones. But we still have a lighting problem, and now it's important to understand key things. First, unlike the automatic irrigation facility, the grow light does not work through ceilings. However, the higher you place the artificial light source, the larger its coverage area will be. I have found out the exact maximum height, and it is 5 half blocks. At this height, 1 grow light can cover an area of 6 by 6 planter boxes. Second, having light is not critically necessary. The growth rate and yield of your crops depend on the vitality indicator. When both light and irrigation are in the green zone, vitality will be 100, and you will get the maximum growth rate. Without lighting, your plants will lose only 30 units of vitality, and will grow about 50% slower according to my tests. Despite this, you will get the same harvest as with lighting. However, vitality will drop by as much as 70 units without irrigation, which is much more significant, and this is the main reason why the irrigation system should always be a priority in any of your farms. I also found out that 1 irrigation facility uses approximately 100 units of water in about 2 hours, so you will need at least 1,200 units of water per day to keep it running stably. A detailed video on creating an efficient water purification system will be released soon, and you will not miss it if you subscribe to the channel. Now I will show you how to build several effective crop farms. Obviously, using 248 planter boxes is pointless, so the farms will be smaller. The first farm option involves the use of artificial lighting around the clock and is expandable. This means that technically, you can build 1 layer of 32 planter boxes, place an irrigation facility in the center, and hang a grow light at a height of 5 half blocks. After that, you can expand the farm by building similar structures. The growth rate of crops will be maximized, you will have access to all planter boxes, and you will be able to use fertilizers. However, such a farm takes up a lot of space, so it makes sense to expand it vertically. To do this, place low columns around the edges, and add additional floors. You can add up to 3 such floors, meaning a total of 140 planter boxes. The top layer will have round-the-clock artificial lighting, and you will have access to it using stairs. The other floors will work without lighting and will be managed by your Growshroom. For example, you can use the top floor to grow your most important crops, and the lower floors to grow scarlet calamus and mushrooms, which are needed to produce fertilizers. However, as I said, lighting is not critical, so you can build a similar farm based solely on daylight. I will show you such a farm in 2 versions. The first option is a cross-shaped farm that will include 80 planter boxes in total, and only 1 irrigation facility, which should be placed in the center at the top. With this design, all planter boxes will be lit by natural light during the day, and you will have access to the first and last floors for using fertilizers. You can add 84 additional planter boxes to this farm if you reduce the height of each layer to a quarter block, and use the free space in the center. However, in this case all planter boxes except the very top ones will stop receiving daylight, and the crops in them will grow about 15 to 25% slower than with natural light. The second option is a square structure 5 blocks long and wide, with a staircase in the center. With this build, you will have access to the planter boxes on the first and third floors from the outside, and the second and fourth floors from the inside. All planter boxes will be lit by natural light during the day. In total, the build allows you to place over 80 planter boxes, and still requires only one irrigation facility, which means 2 watts of power consumption. When you finish building, be sure to save your farm as a blueprint so you can easily rebuild it, and of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you learned something useful. As always, thank you for watching and, bye.